Yay, yay.
Ah, yeah, it's time to travel and bang, baby.
This is Travel and Bang. I am Marky Bravo the Mulatto. Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games here to talk about the dark art of seduction and to dissect the nuances of game. Never be the same. Let's get into it. So before we get into it, subscribe, share with family and friends. If you disagree or agree, please leave a comment. Don't be silent. Speak the fuck up and talk more on an intellectual path than just in weird, vague, spontaneous thoughts that I've been reading lately. This is like, what is he saying? What are you saying, dude? So the last video I kind of violated. I said I was going to talk about Kevin Samuels, and I don't know what happened. I just didn't, you know what I mean? I got so caught up in the topic, the discussion of, and I just didn't do it. So I definitely want to do what I agreed, and also want to hit upon some other topics that I see going on within the singles dating community that no one's talking about. Especially, this relates also back to Kevin Samuels. Like all this, you're not going to hear it nowhere except by me. I swear to God, this is going to blow your fucking minds, yo. Okay, so, and then from there, we're going to talk about arousal. Okay, sexual arousal in regards to the women that you're talking to. And no, the only guy I know who talks about this really is Alan Roger Curry. My favorite book artist, Alan Roger Curry. If you don't know who he is, definitely check it out on Amazon. Mode 1, awesome book, mind-blowing tactics, strategics, everything. Okay, so Kevin Samuels, I love his work. He's also hated by many. I remember when he just kicked the bucket, and it was like this mix of comments on social media, Facebook, Instagram. Most dating coaches pretty much, gave him praise. I know Lucario gave him, kind of like was shocked. He gave him praise. I know from the red pill community, especially, everybody gave Kevin Samuels props. You know what I mean? He definitely was the James Bond of game. You know what I mean? And even so, a lot of mainstreamers consider him to be a misogynist, and he puts black women down. I never seen Kevin Samuels in that light. I just feel that he did not tolerate mediocrity. And especially in today's modern world of their disillusionments, of what they think they're worth on the sexual market. Their sexual market value is just proportionately just nothing like what they expect the men to be to come into their life. They all want superstars, and he called them out on it. You know what I'm saying? That's what's so great about Kevin Samuels. We're going to dearly miss his work, but I want to talk about what killed him. No one's talking about this. I want to point this out because there's nobody else on YouTube, in the social media at all pointing this out. I think when you reach an age of 56, right? You're at that age where your body's extra sensitive. You're at an age now where, too many trips to Kentucky Fried Chicken or Church's Chicken can kill you, literally. You know what I mean? Unless you have maybe some dudes you see, they got the long standing genetics where they can, get obese and, whatever. Like, for instance, I'm going to point this out. I got back from Afghanistan back to Florida. And for everyone who knows, I'm a Prince Hall Freemason. Okay, that's no secret. I don't make a secret of it. And I remember this one guy who was in my class when we were getting initiated into Prince Hall. He's not here no more. All of a sudden, I started hearing Stephen Effler, I think it was. Stephen Effler's gone. He's gone. He was like, where did he go? He went to Paris? And then somebody told me, no, he passed away. And I remember this brother being obese. He was like an overweight version of me. And so I didn't even need to ask what happened. I already kind of knew his health issues, and I knew how sensitive it is when you get older, right? And your body's just not forgiving anymore, okay? And that's the thing I think that happened to Kevin Samuels. he 56, 57, your body's is less forgiving. Go back to all his videos. Go back to all his videos. Swear to God, if I'm not telling the truth, call me out. Call me out. Go back to every video. You ever noticed he was picking something up? He wasn't Hennessy. You know what I mean? It wasn't like some stereotypical stuff. He was, drinking Hennessy cognac, right? Or, or a beer or a glass of wine. Because I'm known for that. I'm known to drink red wine. I love it. You know what I mean? I drink it with moderation. What he was drinking every time you saw a video, every time, a red energy drink, okay? The Bull. I won't say the full name because I'm not trying to get a libel suit or something, but he was drinking the Bull energy drink, all right? Every video. Not just a little can, a jumbo can. And I think from, the nurse who spent the night with him that was interviewed, she said he had chest pains before he died. This sounds like cardiac arrest. This sounds like a heart attack, okay? And if you're abusing energy drinks at that age, 56, you're abusing energy drinks. And say on top of that, you might pop a blue pill, a boner pill, right? This could easily, or something else, a muscle relaxer, something else. This could turn into a spiral into cardiac arrest or a heart attack. And every time, I'm going to tell you a little secret. I thought it was embarrassing at first. My mother watches Kevin Samuels as well, right? She loves his videos. She loves that he rips into these mediocre women's asses, right? And she pointed it out. He's always drinking Red Bull. He's always drinking this energy drink. What's up with that? And I think that's what happened. At that age, gentlemen, and I know a lot of guys who are watching this are young. They don't care. They're in their 20s. You're in your early 30s. But I'm telling you right now what you want to watch. Even at that age, you never know what your body won't forgive anymore. You got to be on your health. You got to be on your health. Do everything in moderation, okay? And that's the lesson we can get from Kevin Samuels, okay? His fate, his demise, okay? I don't know what to say about the haters. I think Steve Williams, the dean, he said some really effed up shit, which he erased it later about something about they make a deal with the devil. He's gonna want his money back or something. You know what I mean? So you can see different people felt differently about Kevin Samuels. My liking toward Alan Roger Curry, but Alan Roger Curry didn't like Kevin Samuels, despite being in the same fraternity as him in college. So it is what it is. Things go on. Please watch your health. Please watch your health. I'll leave that link below for the superfood that you might want to mix and trade in for the scrambled eggs and bacon and drink that in the morning instead. Try to extend your lifeline. All right. So let's move on. I want to talk about this weird shit I'm seeing like on social dating platforms. Do you see a lot of these Chinese women popping up? Yeah, this is weird, isn't it? You too, right? You too. This weird shit. You see these Chinese straight up, and I'm not saying that I'm trying to be funny or derogatory. No, they're like from China. And you have like 20, 30 of them at a whack on Facebook, dating app, Tinder, everywhere. And I'm like, yo, what's going on? And I noticed they all do the same thing. These Chinese girls, A, can't speak a lick of English. They're using a translator. B, they're all purchased because Facebook isn't allowed in most of the provinces of communist China. They all purchased numbers through a VPN, okay, through a whole private server. So it looks like they're using an American number when they add you on WhatsApp, but they're all from China. They're all from Hong Kong, which now has been dominated by communist China, so their freedoms aren't there anymore. And there's a mainland China as well, a lot of women, but they're all trying to reach out to American men on these dating apps. And it's the weirdest shit. And I wanted to tell you, gentlemen, not to get political, but this is a deterioration of Chinese society. When you live in a strict communist, right, ruled society where you have no freedoms, where they're watching every move that you make, where you have a social credit score system that if, you know, what you do doesn't socially agree with their government, they punish you for it. They punish you for it. And I think this is a thing when you see all these Chinese women on these dating sites using these VPNs and purchasing American phone numbers to contact American men. What does that mean? That means there is no dating scene in China. You know what I mean? Most of the Chinese men are sterile, they're docile, or they've just been brainwashed by the system. And now they're trying to reach out to American men through international means of dating apps and dating websites. So that's something I wanted to touch on. You're going to notice it more with the deterioration of Chinese society. You know, economically, they're doing awesome. You know, it's a battle between the West and them. You know, it's weird because it's all globalization. We're supposed to all be in it to win it together, but, you know, we're not. And so you can see in China the deterioration of their relationships and dating and sex in general. Just wanted to bring that up. Okay, so next, let's talk about arousal, okay? Gentlemen, with women, to sexually arouse a woman, you have to, I'm gonna say this again, to very much sexually arouse, to cause much sexual arousal in a woman, you have to risk turning her off. Let me repeat that again. If you want to sexually create extreme sexual arousal with a woman, you have to risk turning her off, okay? That is, and a lot of men, they say, oh, I don't know that. No, you don't know that. Because I see it, it's going on out here. You're going to have to understand that this is where being a ballsy bad boy, this is what's going to get the woman to be sexually aroused and sexually attracted to you. Let's begin with the different levels of sexual arousal. The non-level of sexual arousal, it means you're communicating what you're saying to her conscious or subconscious mind is processed. She hears something that she's not aroused by, either sexually something she's totally not into, or something she feels improper, immoral, or whatever, right? And then you have the next stage. You have the moderate sexual arousal, where what you're saying to her translates into her conscious and subconscious mind as, it turns her on, moderately turns her on. She can, her mind is already displaying photos, pictures of sexual pleasure that moderately would turn her on. She's like, And then you have the third phase. The third phase is a very strong sexual arousal, okay? Which puts her conscious and subconscious mind in a state of conflict, because this goes into the level of being kinky, okay? Being freaky, you know what I mean? And see, within the social engineering of how men and women, how we're brought up, is this works more for women than men, okay? Meaning the woman has that dichotomy of, the good girl, you know what I mean? I don't want him to think that I'm into that, right? Versus the naughty, kinky freak in her, that her brain goes, yeah, but oof, that give you one powerful, passionate orgasms. Oof, right? So it's that conflict. That's the erotic tension that you create when you're talking, when you're verbalizing these things. Remember, everything we say as humans, we usually picture. Right off the bat, if I talk about a pink elephant in the room, all of a sudden your mind, pink elephant. Talk about green flying monkeys, like from The Wizard of Oz. All of a sudden you picture green flying monkeys, whether you like it or not. Most people, not everyone, but most. And that's what you have to use if you want to create erotic tension, okay? Then you have to push the boundaries, you know what I mean? Then two things which you're going to get out of pushing the boundaries by verbalizing, by being a sexual man. We talked about being a sexual man. Gentlemen, you're heterosexual. Most men that watch my channels like me, they're heterosexual, right? You're only heterosexual if you're a sexual man who's sexually attracted to women, okay? If you're not acting on this, you become asexual, a non-sexual man, a man who's asexual. We're trying to steer away from that. Now, a lot of men out there, they say, hey, I'm already a sexual man. Good, you're on the page that I'm on, okay? So when you push the envelope to start talking about sexual topics when you're on a date with a woman. Gentlemen, you know I said on a date with a woman, don't do this at your job. You know what I mean? As the old saying goes, don't try to get laid where you get paid. This is not the time or era to, get fucked up and caught up in the game like Cuomo, that former Governor Cuomo. Don't do it. Don't do it, all right? On the date, you bring up sexual context. Oh yeah, for context, I want to tell you, being funny and being erotic never goes together. You see those jokers, those guys that try to make sexual innuendos and they turn it into a joke? Women are never turned on by that. So I want to point that out right now. Do not try to be funny. And even, I think Eddie Murphy was quoted in saying that you should not do that. Don't try to be funny and be sexual at the same time, because it just won't work. Their mind will get confused. Like, am I supposed to laugh at this guy? Am I supposed to get turned on? That's what the woman's thinking, right? So when you push the envelope, you already have to go into it thinking she's just as turned on by what you're talking about as you are turned on, right? And this is going to either put her as a congruency test, like she's into what you're into, you know what I mean? Or if maybe she's never tried that. Maybe she's never had her ass slapped. Huh? You know what I mean? Maybe she's never had her hair pulled. Maybe she's just had what we call in Germany Blümchen sex, right? Flowery sex. Just that boring, stuff that religious people have to procreate. You know what I mean? So you're pushing the envelope. Or maybe she's into the kinky, but she's just never heard a man verbalize that. And you know what I mean? And to be able to control the frame, when you see her mind start wandering, you say, hey, this feels uncomfortable. Hey, you know what I mean? I'm just being raw, being honest. I think you can get with that, right? So you see how what I just said? You control the frame. Because never do you want to put a woman in a position where she feels uncomfortable. When she feels uncomfortable, you change gears. It's the wrong gear to be in. And the faster that you get into a sexual context of talking to see if she's on the same sheet of music, she either is or she isn't. So the sooner you see she's not on the same sheet of music, she's not feeling anything you're saying, the sooner you can end the date. As soon as you can end the interaction. Okay, gentlemen? Okay? Let me say it again. As sooner you see she's not on the same page, you can end it. And remember, a dismissal isn't a rejection. A rejection is woman blatantly says, I do not like what you're talking about. I am not turned on. There's no way I'm down with this. That's a rejection. A dismissal is she just kind of brushes you off